Nation, for this episode of Star FM Exclusive, we're bringing you a singer-songwriter from one of the most loved and most successful boy bands of all time. We'll be giving our listeners and viewers a treat, especially for the fans of British-Norwegian chart-topping boy band A1. Exclusive on Star FM, let's all welcome Norwegian singer-songwriter Christian Ingebrigtsen. Hi Christian, this is DJ Gabby, and welcome to Star FM Exclusive.
Thank you so much, Gabby. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so excited and happy that that we have you on board the show today. And can I just say that I'm a huge fan of A1, so this is pretty much incredible. So first of all, I know that some of your performances with the band got canceled this year, postponed and canceled this year because of the pandemic. So can you tell us what have you been up to for the past month since the world is all under lockdown? So what kept you busy?
Wow. Well, a lot of gigs have been canceled or postponed. Most of them have been postponed. So we're trying to find new dates for all the gigs. And because we were in the middle of our 20th anniversary tour, which we started in the Philippines, actually. We had done about 22 out of 35 dates in the UK when the pandemic hit. And so we've been trying to, well, first of all, we were in quarantined when I got back to Norway. But then after that, I've pretty much been here in my studio. You can see around me here. This is my little studio in Oslo, Norway. And I'm also, a songwriter and a producer for a bunch of other artists. And I actually wrote the winning song for Norwegian's entry for the Eurovision song contest this year. But that was canceled too, so I didn't get to represent Norway. But I have several artists come into the studio this year, and during this pandemic, I have time to work on new songs for next year. So hopefully I'll win it then.
Well, that's great to hear that you can still do a lot of things even at home while we're on lockdown, right? You're doing the things that you love. Okay, so anyway, I also know that you guys, A1, you've been doing these, I'm not sure, is it Zoom concerts, which is a treat for your fans. And can you tell us more about this? And can you tell us about the reaction of your fans so far?
Yeah, well, we tried it out once. We've only done one so far, but we've got one more coming up on Friday, the 7th of August. So coming up this week, basically. It was, we were just trying out because we've been doing sessions over Zoom. I even have songwriting sessions with Nashville over Zoom, and it's working quite well. And so we thought, why not invite our fans to, hang out with us? Because of the latency, it's hard to actually play live. Because just like a millisecond off, in 4 different musicians in 4 different studios, it just sounds very strange and messy. So what we've done is we've pre-recorded a bunch of, I'll start out with the guitar, send it to Mark, he'll do his piano, and we'll send it over to Ben, he'll do the vocals, and Paul will do his vocals, and then we edit it together. But then for the online hangout, we're inviting fans to, and there's certain limitations with the amount of people we can have on. So we sold 250 tickets for the first one. We've got, equal amount of there's still tickets available, by the way, for this Friday coming up. If you go to a1official.com, you can get your tickets there. And it's such a fun thing. It became such a fun event for us as well. I mean, because we were talking about what can we do other than just play these videos that we pre-recorded. We have to talk about the old times and show personal photographs from back then. And I digitalized a lot of photos that I had from film roll, and we showed them. And we invited some random people to come up on the screen with us and ask questions. We had Q&As, and we just had a lot of fun, and the feedback's been amazing. That's why we're doing another one. So hopefully people will enjoy this one as well. And if they do, maybe we'll do a part 3. Who knows?
Okay, we're going to be looking forward to that. That's going to be on Friday. Okay, so, fans are just...
But I just got to say that because of the time difference, we have to try to find a time that works from people in different time zones. So in Norway at 5 o'clock is 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK, but it's like 11 o'clock or something, Manila time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be late in the evening, but it's still, it's going to be a fun, session. It's Friday night. You can stay up long. It'll be fun. So please join us on a1official.com, and you can get your ticket and make sure you can hang out with us on Friday.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of fans will be hanging out with you guys, and that's going to be really exciting. Okay, so anyway, fans are just so happy that you're all reunited, and it's incredible to see that all of you have remained strong as a band. So I'm sure you had a lot of wonderful moments with the guys, and the world witnessed that. But if there was one particular moment, what is your favorite memory on stage with your group A1?
Wow. I mean, it's such a difficult question to answer because there are simply so many great memories. But I think for me personally, like one of the first memories that I had, we were going, when we wrote a song called Every Time, you might remember that song. It was one of those songs that just magically came together. Mm-hmm. Like I had a chorus idea the night before, and I was late for the session. So when I got down to Mark's studio, Ben and Mark had already written a verse and a bridge because Ben had an idea for a verse on his way down to Mark, and they were missing a chorus. And I'm like, hey, I have this chorus that I wrote last night, and it fit like perfectly to that. And we wrote it so quickly. And I remember thinking when we were writing that song in particular, I had the thought that wouldn't it be amazing. And remember, this is before we had any success at all. I mean, because we were just recording songs and we hadn't released anything yet. In my mind, it would be so amazing that if one day someone on the other side of the planet knew this melody and these lyrics that started in our little heads, like inside our minds. And then, a while later, maybe a year later or something, we were on tour in Asia. And we were doing a mall signing, and I think there were like 7,000 young people standing in line waiting, and it took a long time, a long line. And suddenly out of nowhere, I noticed that the audience or the queue started singing Every Time. I mean, they were just singing it like a choir. And in that moment, I remembered what I thought when we were writing it, and I realized one of my biggest dreams just came true in that moment. So that's the best memory I have.
That's definitely such a wonderful moment, and that's actually my favorite A1 song, along with Heaven by Your Side. So that's such a great song, and I know a lot of people really love that song. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about your career as a solo artist. I know you've also released your own singles, and you released an album. So can you give us details, or maybe even a teaser? What should fans look forward to, and what's next for Christian?
Wow, good question. I mean, first of all, there's stuff coming up with A1 as well. We're working on a new album, a new A1 album, which will be coming out, whenever it's ready. I think that's the beauty of getting to a point in our careers where we are now, that there's no deadlines, there's no record company hanging over us saying that you have to do this and that by that time. So we're just doing whatever feels great at the moment, and we're writing together. But like you've noticed, both Mark and Ben are releasing solo singles on Friday.
Yeah.
So we're all doing solo stuff as well. And for my own, on my end, I've released several solo albums. And in Norway, I've had the joy of having some #1 hits here with my solo stuff as well. I released my favorite solo album in 2017, which is out everywhere on Spotify. I believe even one of the songs called Break Me was played on radio in the Philippines a little bit. And for me now, I'm just writing the songs that I love myself and seeing what comes out. And I was supposed to be in Nashville right now working on my new solo album. But because of the pandemic, I can't be there. So we're working over Zoom. So I'm working on a new solo album, which will be out again whenever it feels right and when it feels ready. But I'm about halfway through that album, and it's going to be very different from the last album. The last album was very organic, almost like country Nashville style, which I love. But this album is going to be so much more poppy. You know, I'm getting back to the pop, and you know, the 80s sounds that I grew up with are so popular again. You know, it gives you the opportunity to play around with synthesizers and all those sounds that I loved growing up. And I think, you know, marrying that with the pop stuff that we've done with A1, with the organic, you know, sounds that has been my solo, you know, expression as a solo artist, it's what I'm working on right now. So like, you know, I'll have all those programmed synths and drums, but I'll also have, you know, a live drummer and live bass player, and I'll have, you know, live guitarists over it. So I love that, trying to figure out, you know, a way of merging the new and the old, and still keeping in, you know, my favorites were Elton John and Bruce Springsteen and Bryan Adams growing up, you know, with a, you know, organic pop music from the 80s. But I also love, you know, like the new stuff from like Dua Lipa and all the synthy stuff that's in. So, you know, trying to find a middle ground there. So that's what's coming from my solo album. But check out this Friday, Mark has a song called Smile Again coming out on Friday, which is great. And it's like a tropical house record. It's going to be really, really cool. I haven't heard Ben's new single yet. It doesn't reveal it to us until it's released. So that's going to be out there. There's so many things going on Friday. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, we're going to be looking forward to that. And we're excited for your music, and of course for Mark and for Ben's, and for everything that's going to be coming up with A1, you know. And a lot of, you know, people look up to you, and the new rising stars of this generation see you all as an icon in music, and that won't ever change because you've made such a huge mark. But with all the new artists of this generation, who do you admire the most and why?
Wow. Yeah, that's another question. First of all, you know, I was going to say I mean, I'm very humbled and grateful that, you know, new artists look up to us. That's just, you know, almost unthinkable for us. I mean, we're just blessed to have been given what we've been given of ideas and songs and being at the right place at the right time. There are so many talented musicians out there and songwriters that, you know, that haven't had the, you know, the blessings that we've had. So we're just so grateful to still be able to do this. And if we can inspire younger generations, that's awesome as well. When it comes to newer artists, you know, I mentioned Dua Lipa. I think her stuff is amazing. I don't know. I think Justin Bieber is really great. I mean, he's not new anymore. I don't know why I'm talking about him as a new, but he's younger, right? Yeah. I love all the synthy pop stuff that's coming out. But unfortunately, I think, you know, we're in a time where because of the streaming and the playlists and the, you know, the different world, because you don't sell CDs anymore, the album artists are sort of not there anymore. So you have like songs, it's the songs, and not so much the artists that people follow anymore. Like you have a very few amount, you have some, you know, few artists that manage to have many songs in a row. But a lot of times, you know, you hear a great song and then you don't hear from that artist again. And you have another great song from another artist. And in a way, it's a bit sad because, you know, back in the day, you could evolve as an artist, you know, maybe like back in the 70s and 80s, your first 3 albums might not have worked out, but the 4th album is when you really broke through and you got a massive following. That just doesn't happen anymore. One song fails and you're out today. I mean, it's so fast and which makes it hard to follow artists for me. I just hear great songs. But the good thing about it is that there are a lot of great songs out there, and because of the new technology, so many people can release their music, and you know, we're enriched by all the great songs that are out there. So I mean, there are ups and downs.
Yeah, that's really interesting. That's interesting. And you mentioned Dua Lipa and also Justin Bieber. Okay, so anyway, you know, you visited the Philippines for quite a few times for the past years, and you were here last November for a special show. So what is it about the Filipino audience, the Filipino fans, that make them all special?
I think it's, you know, it's, first of all, I got to say, there must be something in the drinking water in the Philippines that make people more happy than here. Because, you know, whenever we go to the Philippines, we're met with so many smiles, such joy. I mean, such friendly and good-hearted people. And it's not just in the Philippines. It's also when I meet Filipino people here in Norway. You know, there are a few Filipino au pairs, you know, working in families here. You know, in the healthcare system, there's, you know, you always meet Filipinos everywhere in the world. I guess you're, you know, well-traveled people as well, as we Norwegians are. But it's the same always. You know, I've yet to meet a grumpy Filipino, I think. I guess we met some, but you know, my main impression is that, you know, the joy, and that, you know, when we meet our fans, that's the, you know, it's the same thing. I mean, the joy of music, the joy of singing along. And over in Europe, sometimes, especially with pop music, and having been in a boy band, you know, there are some people who sort of look down on that kind of pop music here, you know, because it's not credible, and rock musicians and that kind of stuff. But it's so freeing out in Asia where, you know, no, I'm proud of loving pop music, which I am. I love, you know, I love Michael Jackson. I love, you know, like I said, Elton John, Lionel Richie, all these pop songs that I grew up with. I love it. And that's why I do it. And that's why I write pop music. And that's, you know, we can still be proud of being a boy band in the Philippines, which I love. And that's, you know, all our fans across the world, you know, obviously like our music. But in the Philippines in particular, I guess that's what stands out. It's the joy and the pure, you know, feel-good factor of whenever we go out there. You know, we can sense that our music is part of spreading joy to a joyful people.
That's really great to hear. And, you know, a lot of Filipinos really love you guys. So we're going to be looking forward to seeing you here soon again. And, you know, for more than 20 years now, people have been loving your songs. And it's crazy because even the younger generation who were not even born during that time that you got started, they actually know your songs. And same goes with me. I was like 6 or 7 years old when you guys were starting out, and I was only introduced to your songs a few years after. So it's interesting. So we can't wait to hear more of the songs from A1. So what are your wishes for the band, and what are you looking forward to in the coming years?
Well, I think, you know, we're living the dream right now, to quote one of our songs. I think, you know, doing what we do now is being able to create new music. I think that's our main dream, and our hope is that our fans will not only, you know, like and rediscover our old songs, but you know, enjoy our new music. Because we always feel that we evolve as writers and as singers and as musicians. So we think that the new stuff we make is better than the previous stuff. It's not always, you know, the case, but I think, you know, that's our dream, is that we can still create new music that will move our fans and new fans around the world. So, you know, still touring, and don't worry, obviously we're going to do all the hits when we tour, but that's another thing, you know, that when the pandemic is over, that we can tour again. And we actually have plans to go to the Philippines and to Asia. We had plans of going this year, but we had to postpone it. So as soon as this is all over, we will be announcing new dates, and we'll be touring again, both with our old hits and with some new material.
That's very exciting, and I'm sure a lot of your fans are so excited right now upon hearing that, because they're gonna go crazy when this all happens. Okay, well, anyway, finally, what is your message to everyone who's been supporting you ever since, and do you have a shout out to all your fans, especially here in the Philippines?
Yeah, well, we just gotta say thank you so much for being with us for all these years, and we hope we can have many more years together, you know, in this. I'm just so, again, grateful and humble, you know, that, you know, the music that started in our heads, people still know them on the other side of the planet. That to me is the most humbling and beautiful experience. And whenever we go out, you know, we can't wait to meet all our fans again. There's so many dedicated, loving, beautiful fans that come out with gifts to us and flowers, and just, I mean, we could not be more lucky or blessed than we are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And hopefully, you can join us this Friday as well, to hang out with us on Zoom, like we're hanging out right now. We're going to have a Zoom hangout this Friday. Check it out on a1official.com. And hopefully we'll see you then. And we'll see you next year, hopefully in person as well.
Thank you so much for that message, Christian. Anyway, before we end, Christian, we have a very special segment for our interview. Let's do the Star Fast Talk. Are you ready? This is Star Fast Talk.
I'm ready.
Okay, so you have to answer. You have to answer my random questions fast. So let's begin.
Okay.
Favorite Hollywood actor?
Ooh, Dustin Hoffman.
Favorite Norwegian actor?
Axel Hennie.
Favorite film?
E.T.
An A1 song that you wish to remake as your own single?
Make It Good.
Who's the best A1 singer?
Mark.
Who's the best A1 dancer?
Paul.
Name something you could not leave the house without.
My wallet? My phone, maybe. Yeah.
Yes. Singing or voice acting?
Ooh, singing. So I enjoy the voice acting.
Okay. A country you would love to do a concert in? Except for the Philippines.
Japan. I'd love to go back to Japan.
Okay. A legendary singer you would love to do a collaboration with?
Ooh, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. A new artist you would love to do a collaboration with?
Well, Bruce Springsteen. Well, another artist. Right now, I guess. I can't come. Elton John. Elton John would be awesome as well. Yeah.
Okay. If you were not a singer, if you didn't pursue music, what could you possibly be now?
Actor.
Yeah. Your current jam, what's your favorite song at the moment?
Oh, you know what? It's we just listen to our own songs that we write all the time. But I think I have to Google it quickly because I can't remember what it's called. But it's Tennessee Whiskey.
Okay.
Have you heard that one?
Not yet.
With Chris Stapleton. Chris Stapleton. He did an awesome collaboration with Justin Timberlake a few years back. And then I discovered him. Such an amazing artist. Chris Stapleton. Check him out.
Okay. What's the best music genre of all time?
Pop, of course.
Pop, yeah.
It's so broad. I mean, pop is everything. Yeah.
Yeah, agree. Okay, anyway, thank you so much, Christian. We are so happy to have you on the show. We're looking forward to more years of great music from A1, and we can't wait to see you all here in the Philippines very soon. Stay safe and have a great day.
Thank you so much, DJ Gabby. Hope to see you soon. Take care.
Hope to see you soon too. Okay, anyway, Star Nation, that was A1's Christian Ingebrigtsen for all our viewers. Once again, my name is Star DJ Gabby for Star FM Exclusive. Take care.